So here it is, Thursday evening. Just got home from work and I was hoping I would have a video out tomorrow, but I still have stuff printing. So excuse the mess, but my throttle bodies are still printing. This is the new design that I've updated, and we got 56% and it still says 16 hours and 12 minutes left. So since that's not ready for you guys, I thought I would make a different type of video. So this is the engine I'll be using to pair with the custom 3D printed ITBs that I'm building. This is a 5.3 liter Gen 4 LS base motor. I believe this one is out of a GMC Envoy or a Trailblazer, because it is an aluminum 5.3. Most 5.3s are cast iron. And it had 243 heads on it and basically normal truck accessories, except it's an aluminum block. Now, I'm gonna be prepping this block for paint soon, but I need to be able to block off certain portions of it that I don't want to get paint on. And one of those in particular is the water pump passageways, or the coolant passageways for the water pump, which are here and here. So in this video, we're just gonna design and 3D print some block off plates. I don't know if we'll be able to print them in this video, since the printer is obviously running, but I just wanna show you guys how I go about modeling in CAD parts like this. So here I have the absolute cheapest water pump gasket set I could find on Amazon. And these little paper gaskets are the ones I'll be using for this modeling project because they were the smallest and they'll work well for this application. The next thing I do is I use my scanner to scan the gaskets. So here I have my water pump gasket, and here I have a gauge. This gauge happens to be a bunch of circles with measurements. It's actually a drilling template, and I will use this to scale this scan when I eventually transition it or transfer it into CAD. And this is how I like to orient everything in the scanner. There's a little arrow in the top left corner, and I find a nice flat edge on the gasket and I place it right into that corner. Next, I get my scaling template or my measuring device, and that will go right next to the gasket. Now, my particular scanner has an app that allows me to connect the scanner right to my phone, so I'm easily able to scan and immediately have the image on my phone and save it to my camera roll. So now that I have my image, I simply open my Onshape app and do create document, or create a document, and I import that picture from my camera roll. I'll now jump to Onshape on my desktop and create a new document, and I'll name this one LS Water Pump Block Off Plate. So here's my drawing opened up, and the first thing I'm gonna do is create a sketch, and I'm gonna choose the top plane. And then I'll go over here and click drawing, and I'll go to my other documents, and there I'll find that scan I just did of my water pump gasket. So I'll click on that, and then it'll simply ask me to make a rectangle, and there's my scan that I did on my scanner. So now I'm gonna have to scale this drawing. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick one of these circles, and conveniently the measurement is right there, and I'm gonna click the circle tool and make a circle over it. Now I like to use this 3-point circle tool, and I'm gonna make a circle over this 10.32 millimeter circle. And you just pick 3 points on that circle in order to make out, I'm just zooming in as closely as possible. And I'll choose a point, and then I'll choose a second point, and then I choose my third point. And this will get me very close to what I need to scale this drawing. So once I make my circle, I click the dimension tool, and then I click my circle, and you can see my measurement there doesn't match the one that is written on the drill thing that I'm using for scaling. So I'll just simply type that dimension in there, click enter, and there you go, 6.75 millimeters, and my drawing should be to scale. So now what I need to do is I need to trace my gasket. So I'll be using various tools like the circle tool, the line tool, and there's one tool called an ISO curve tool that I'll use to trace this gasket. And I begin by using the same 3-point circle, and I'll simply just trace out my circles. And here again, I'm using the 3-point circle tool because that allows me to get as close as possible to the edges of these bolt holes and these other circles in the gasket shape. Next, I'll use the spline tool to connect all of my circles together. I simply just draw the line and I match the curvature of that arc right here. Next, I use the line tool just to simply square up this edge. And this was the edge that I put against that far left edge of the scanner because it was nice and flat, and that's what made this drawing nice and square once I got it into CAD. And those were the 3 tools I used to trace out this gasket: 3-point circle, the spline tool, and line. So I'm going to speed things up a little bit and just watch as I use these 3 tools to finish tracing out this gasket. And this drawing in total took me about 20 minutes. That's with a few years of CAD experience, but feel free to just play around with the different tools in whatever CAD software you're using. And I think time behind the chair or behind the screen just playing with CAD is probably the most beneficial thing you can do. So here I closed out the sketch and I realized that everything was still white except for my 3 circles. So I had to kind of run around the whole sketch and try to find where there is an opening. When it's white like that, that means there's an opening somewhere in the sketch that I have to find in order to do the next step. And there it is, there's my problem. I got a little gap right there. So I get that gap closed up and I finish up my sketch and I hide that layer or that sketch that had that image, and I extrude. I decided to go with a 5mm extrude because I kind of want to use shorter bolts for this. I guess that's the only reason why I did it, because I already have some bolts that'll fit this that are shorter. So that's why I went with a 5mm extrude. And that pretty much wraps up this, this drawing. I go ahead and I export it into the files on my computer as an STL that I can now put into my slicer and send to my 3D printer whenever I'm ready to print this. So it's nearly midnight Thursday night, the day before the video comes out, and I'm just an update. Now we're back up to 65%, so still some time to go on this print, but hopefully by the end of next week or by next Friday, this will be ready for a video and I can make that for you guys. And thank you guys for watching. I know this was a different video than I normally do. I usually like to shy away from CAD because the videos can seem kind of boring. So I really tried to make this one as entertaining as possible. So let me know in the comments what you thought. If you feel like you learned something, maybe you're new to CAD or new to 3D printing and you want to design your own parts, this might have been helpful. So let me know what you think down in the comments. So thank you guys for watching. Members are live on the channel, still working out the perks, but I have big announcements coming up at the end of the month, end of December. So please subscribe to stay tuned. I'm really working hard to make the 3D files available. So that will be the update that you guys will get at the end of the month. So just a lot of work, still keeping under wraps. But thank you guys for watching. Subscribe, like, comment, tell me what you like. And I will see you guys next Friday.